Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. I recently did my very first attempt at watch modding. Well, sort of watch modding. I took my fossil dress watch that I won in an eBay auction for $10 and I made it into a two-hander watch. Now I couldn't get the case back onto it. It's one of those pressure fit case backs and those are just impossible to put back on by hand. So I bought a case press and it worked. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to use a case press. So let us begin. So here is the fossil with its case back off. We're going to use a case press to put it back on. Be sure to stick around until the end of the video. I'll show you a wrist shot of this modded watch. Here is the case press in question. And this thing was less than $20. It came with a whole bunch of dies. It came with this thing, and I actually have no idea what it does. I tried using this on the case back side of the watch, but it didn't work. The case press also shipped with some case knives. They aren't of the highest quality. I mean, this was less than $20, but they actually make life much easier. So what I ended up doing is picking out two dies that seem to be the correct size. You'll notice that each die has two different sizes. Here's a smaller one and a larger one. So what we want to do is have the bottom die not really touching the crystal, but just going around the edge of the case. That one, it's actually the smaller one that I went with. And you can see that it looks like it's not on the crystal itself, but on the case. So we'll put this one on the bottom of the press. Now for the top one, this was kind of trial and error. I went with some larger ones and they didn't work. So I figured I would find one that is just inset a bit from the edge of the case back, but it's not just in the center here. So it covers most of it, but leaves a little bit of a gap there. We'll put that one on the top. So now we have the dies set. I'm not gonna lie, this thing is really scary to use, just because of the amount of pressure you have to put on this watch. So there's a notch in here where the crown goes through. That way it doesn't bend the crown or anything, so make sure that is lined up. And then we'll set the watch on the bottom die. The case back moved a little bit, so let me make sure it's still lined up. Yep. That definitely adds to the difficulty. Then you want to make sure the case back is nice and centered on there. Now I'm going to carefully lower this until it's holding the case back in place. Kind of adjust it while this is lightly pushing on it. Make sure my case is centered on the bottom die. I don't want to break this crystal. I've already done that to a Reader's Digest watch, trying to get its case back on without a case press. Then we squeeze, and there it goes, hopefully. Yep, it is on there. And we didn't break the crystal. Very nice. I recorded an alternate ending to this video just in case I broke it. So glad I don't have to use it. This is the second time I've used one of these presses, and they're terrifying. But if you have watches with these kind of case backs on them, they are a necessity. Especially with this watch. The lip on it, where you have to get this case back off, is super tiny. So you can see all the scratching around it where people have tried to remove it in the past. But just right in there, I think that's it there. And the first time I opened this, I used an old pocket knife, and that was not pleasant. But using this guy, it came off on my second try. So if you have watches with these case backs, this is also a suggested purchase. But there we go, check it out. The Fossil is now a two-hander. That is so much more elegant than a ticking seconds hand. I did not record me modding this watch, and it's definitely for the best, because I don't have a tool to remove the hands, so my plan was to use small tweezers and just pull the seconds hand off, because I didn't care if I damaged it at all. So I grabbed it and it kind of bent up, and that was hilarious watching it sticking up in the air, ticking around in circles. And then once it was away from the dial and anything that I didn't want to scratch, I used very small pliers and grabbed it close to the post there and just lifted it straight off. And now, yeah, two-hander. That looks so cool. And I put it on a genuine lizard watch strap. Before I go, let's see what this looks like on this strap on the wrist. Here is the modified Fossil on my 7-inch wrist. Look at that strap. I've never seen genuine lizard before. It's really nice. So much better without that quartz seconds hand on it. It's just so much more elegant this way. No regrets. So that's how you use a super cheap case press. This particular one was under $20. It would have been nice if it had instructions though, but we made it work. Thanks for watching. And just in case I break the watch, well, that sucks. Don't use a case press like that. Now I'm out a $10 watch. Thanks for watching.